I'm getting a lot of great questions on that fall clean out video we just posted. And one of the most reoccurring questions across our social media platforms is, do we compost the stuff that we take out of the garden, or do we chop and drop? Do we do neither? Do we do both? We compost the majority of it, unless it has had disease. Of course, the chickens get first dibs on a lot of the stuff that comes out of the garden. So we keep a couple of different kinds of compost piles back here in what we call the sacrifice pasture. Stay close. This is the back part of the property that we don't film on very often, but it's so pretty. We have a bunch of property with a meadow and a creek bed back there as well. So let's talk about our composting style here at Parker Pastures. These are multiple different piles of compost. This first compost bed you see right here that Koa is sniffing is all of the hay and the horse manure that comes out of the pastures and or the stalls. Boy, yeah. This second pile here is what we put the trash, not the trash, but the cleared out stuff from the garden in. Bring Roscoe back up. Roscoe can't hear or see very well, so I don't want him to get lost. This third pile is chicken litter that was pulled out this last season. We use a hemp bedding, and it really will be ready to go ahead and amend the fall gardens with. If I had a shovel, I'd dig down there and show you how nice and deep and dark it is. Old man, come on back this way. Roscoe! I don't know why I bother. He can't even hear me. When I'm that old, I want to be able to just live my best life too. He is 14, living his best farm dog life. And you might be asking yourself why we have all of these different piles of compost. So let me explain. This first pile here that has hay and horse poop only in it will get used on trees and bushes around the property, and that's it. And I know you might be thinking, Christina, that looks like a big waste of really good compost for your garden. But here's what you need to know. Any sort of grazing animal that consumes hay, you have a great potential to have persistent herbicides in their waste, just like that. It doesn't break down when they eat it and it goes through their system. So many farmers use a persistent herbicide such as Grazon in their pastures to grow the grass, the hay that they want to produce and sell. And that stays in our soil. We've been doing a test on this for up to 9 years. It's still in the soil from 9 years ago when we were contaminated the first time. Persistent herbicides particularly affect our nightshade family of plants, tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, potatoes, but they will affect all of those plants. And on top of that, you don't want to be ingesting that into your system when you eat those items. So that's why that compost pile is just for bushes and trees. When we experienced that first soil contamination we were growing in ground, we thought it was just a one-off. Well, next year we experienced it again in our in-ground beds. That's actually what put us on the quest to research a really good soil product to bring in that we knew was clean, and it led us to our favorite product that you guys know I talk about all the time, is the organic soil cubed product. This pile here that has the stuff that we have pulled out of the garden will be much higher, and we will hot compost this so we make sure that we kill any of the seeds that are going to go into this pile. This will be used next spring in the garden beds in combination with our favorite product, Soil Cubed. And this pile here with the chicken litter and the hemp, we use a deep litter method in our chicken beds and coops. So this is ready now to put into the fall beds. And if left long enough, you can see what a beautiful, nice, rich soil it creates. And just to give you an idea of where we have it located inside, there you go, see where the wood bark starts, inside of our tree line. So it does get sun and it gets shade. Sun rises from that side and sets behind me. And it will get the natural water. I do not come out here and water these. So I hope that answered some of the whys and hows of our composting systems here at Parker Pastures. Hope that was helpful. Happy gardening.